The purpose of this video is to provide an overview to a set of 10 more videos that are going to explain the difference between these proofs. This is 10 representations of exactly the same information. And the purpose of this is to show some very subtle and nuanced differences between these different representations of exactly the same information to help people understand what an information block is. So I'm going to try and keep all the videos under 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take two of these representations. So here is the first, here is the second. Proof master, proof alternative 1. Okay, the way you get to these is you click on this, and then you click on this Luca Basic Viewer. You could use any of these to look at the report, and they all have different information, but what I'm going to show is this because it has pretty much everything I want to show you. So that's how you get to it. You simply select this title, and it takes you to that file or set of files, and then there's the viewer. If I click this, it opens up that viewer. So another thing I want to explain is how to look at these reports. So you can look at the reports basically, first of all, you can expand and see the structure. So basically this is a network, this is a hypercube. You can change the view. So here I'm showing the network. If I click that, I show a component. A component is a network plus a hypercube. Okay, network plus a hypercube. A hypercube is a technical artifact. A network is also a technical XBRL artifact. A component is used to overcome a flaw when someone creates a hypercube and they use the same name on two hypercubes, and therefore you use the network name to differentiate the hypercubes. So, for example, in US GAAP taxonomy, they have this hypercube statement table. Microsoft used it for 128 different disclosures. If you search on hypercube and they all have the same name, it would be very hard to find the one you're looking for. A block is an information block. Each of these 10 reports are exactly the same information logically, and therefore the information blocks should be exactly the same if you're considering the logic of what is represented in the reports. In addition, each of these reports is a disclosure. There should be 20 disclosures in each of these reports. If there are not 20, then something is wrong, because again, you shouldn't be able to change the report logic by representing things using the XBRL syntax in different ways. If you could do that, then the representation approach should be disallowed, because why would you want someone to create a report? And if you have 6,000 companies creating reports, they're going to do things differently if they can. And to eliminate the wild behavior, you have to have a set of rules that explains how to represent this stuff so it's actually useful by someone. So I'm going to stop there for this introduction, and I will see you in the next video.